All right, we are live. It's me, International Carl, doing another video for you. This one I think can get really testy and feisty. If this is your first time to my channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I want to talk about it, what's going on, life here in the UK. Something has really hit the airwaves, and it is causing a major, how do I put it, major issue in the upper class here in the United Kingdom. So I wanted to have a discussion, talk about it. Let's see what your thoughts are, what my thoughts are, and let's just kind of really get into it. So without further ado, you see it. It's about these two people right there. Let me kind of get out the way. You got Harry, you got Meg. And either you love them or you hate them. They're kind of like, as they say here in the UK, they're like chalk and cheese, or they're like marmalade. Marmalade. Either you like them or you love them or you hate them. So I'm curious your thoughts. Hey, Carly, nice to see you. Thank you so much. I saw your message that you missed my last live stream. I'm trying to get back into doing it. So I wanted to just talk about Harry and Meg. What's going on? You know, I'm seeing stuff all over, and I wanted to kind of see what everybody's thoughts are. I'm curious. I really am curious what everybody's thoughts are on this. Is it a scandal? I see Adam wrote, he said, take their titles now. Evening Sang, how we doing? Evening, how are we doing? How are we doing? Hey, VC, welcome back. Welcome back. So I want to have a discussion. I want to talk about, what does everybody think? Like, this is hitting the airwaves. This is hitting the Twitterverse. This is hitting all the online tabloids. You know, people are furious, it seems like. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Do we need to cancel Harry and Meg? You know, that's what I want to get to in this video. I haven't watched it either. But if it's anything like the reviews, then it looks like it's going to have some pretty good, juicy, you know, bits in there. So I'm curious, you know, not too many people I know. It hasn't formed part of any conversations. Hey, Howard, how are we doing? Welcome back. Thank you for your message. I did get it. I did read it, and it always touches me. Trust me, it does. I appreciate you sharing that story with me as well. And I'm just like you, saying nobody I know talks about this, but it is an issue. You know, if I go to the tabloids, whew, it's everywhere. You know, Harry and Meg, latest royal, not approached for comment. Harry and Meg and Netflix, royals didn't understand need to protect Meghan. Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary, all the key moments. Harry and Meghan, you know, that is like the key topic. And you already know Pierce Morgan is probably going absolutely crazy. Harry and Meghan's Netflix series has a peculiar feature that raises a difficult question. I wonder what that could be. So we got Howard saying hello, checking in. We have Carly. We got VC checking in. Sang said hello. Carly said hello. Who else do I need to? And of course, everybody's saying hello back to each other. So Carly says she's not a fan, but they need to move on. I am not the biggest, like I've said before, I'm not Mr. Royal. I'm not the world's biggest fan of a royal family in any country, regardless of who they are. Gotta have a little tea. My throat's kind of hurting me. So I think a lot of people share this sentiment right here. I'm not a fan of them, but they need to move on. So I think I have to do it this way. And go. There we go. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do like Harry. I do like Meghan just in general. And I think what the tabloids are having the biggest problem with is understanding from, and I struggle with this as a Black American living in England. I get this a lot of times. People say that racism in the UK is very nuanced. And as an American, I might be missing it because I wasn't raised here and brought up here. So I get some of that. I see you, Damien. Hey, how we doing? Um, and so they say I miss it. That's the comment I've gotten from fellow Black British people, that I, as a Black American, since I wasn't raised in the system, I don't get it. Now, what I can say is, I think this is an opportunity. I think everybody missed the opportunity. The royal family, like Harry's extended family, and the media failed this test. There was an opportunity, man, it was a prime opportunity to rise and have a debate and a discussion about race in this country. What it was going to be like for Meghan, even though she's the lightest Black woman Harry could find. All you have to do is look at this picture. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think it was a picture from back in the day. Harry, what is it called? Not at Carnival. Forget what it was called. But I knew then he was going to marry a Black woman back then. There's some picture with him like put his fingers like that in somebody's face. But I think there was a prime opportunity to have this discussion about race, about different cultures coming into the United Kingdom, blending it all together. So that's what I think, is what happened. Let me see here. We had Damien saying racism in the UK is very different to racism in the US. That's what everybody says. I have not personally felt like I've experienced racism in this country. I get it that other Black British people tell me, and maybe I'm missing it, but I just don't hang around people or go to places where I can see it. There's only been like one time where I remember walking into a bar or pub, as they say, and I felt like, woof, all eyes were on me. But I wasn't sure if that was just because I was in some far-flung part of the country and I was the only Black guy walking in there. So I don't know. Let me see. We got Howard saying Meghan is a modern Wallace Simpson. Oh, yes. I said this to somebody. I said, this is probably the last American that the royal family is going to allow into their family. They tried it with Wallace Sampson back in the day. They've tried it with Meg. And I'm confident that Prince George and the rest of his siblings and anybody that comes is not going to be allowed to marry an American woman. So, but let's see. What other comments we got here? Some of the members of the family asked Meghan's wife had to go through media frenzy. So why should Meghan be treated any differently? Why should you get special treatment? I don't know if she needed special treatment. I personally think this is something that I get a lot of in my life is the culture differences. Whether it be British culture, African culture, American culture, it's just different and how it blends in. What to me seems so normal is so abnormal to the different ethnicities and the backgrounds here. And by no fault in my heart, am I trying to violate that that culture norm. It's just that I'm oblivious to it. And so part of that is Harry should have got Meghan more prepared for what was to come. So part of that, I blame a bit of Harry more than anything than Meghan. So, Damien said we still have the class system. You have the money system. Yeah, the class system and the money system. However, I find the United Kingdom to be the 51st state, maybe the 52nd state to America. I don't find it to be so much different. It's a very capitalistic society. A lot of social programs to help people, all four. But the real class system, Damien, to me, is that Indian class system. Let's see what we got here. Harry replied, because she's Black, so isn't he being racist, saying that Black people are less able to deal with the press scrutiny than white people? No, I mean, let me make this statement here about racism. I find it to be, everybody hit the like button, FYI. Can you please do that for me? Hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. Is this. I've learned that racism is very nuanced. People can maybe say racist statements unintentionally, not realizing it, but then in their hearts, you have to know who they are. And you know that they don't mean to be racist, but it happens from time to time. So I don't think it's racist to say that's because she's Black, But it is to point out the fact that a lot of black people have never had the world's eyes on them like this. I don't give a crap if you're a big superstar or not. And she was never an A-lister celebrity. So let's be clear about that. She's like a D-level celebrity, maybe C if you're pushing it. Now she's higher than a D. She was like a C-level celebrity. So she never really had the eyes on him. It's not like he married Beyonce, who's been in the spotlight for 20 years. He married a woman who had some kind of success, but not like worlds of success. Let's see, Carly. I'm happy for him, but there should try and move forward. It's a shame Harry kids and Will's kids won't have a relationship. That hurts. That really does hurt. That really does hurt. Hey, Sit and Spin. Good evening to you too. Everybody saying hi. Hi. Let's see. 51st state is Puerto Rico. There's a person that's been paying attention. Yes, the 51st state is Puerto Rico, which I've been actually. But of course I've been. I wouldn't be international if I hadn't been. Let's see here. We got the Indians have the caste system. It's more subtle, but yeah, agree. This is going to sound weird, but playing Final Fantasy 14 made me look at racism in a different perspective. How so? What about Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy, which is a video game? What made you look at it so differently? I'm curious to know that. I tell you what's changed my view on racism. It happened way back in college, university, maybe about 2002. I always say this, I always tell this story because it comes up every now. They show somebody with blackface and it becomes this massive uproar. And it was a Halloween. It might have been 2002, 2003, but it was Halloween. And a guy on the team, for weeks and months, we always were saying, you have a black soul. Like you just was born white, And so for him, he thought it would be funny if he came dressed black like the rest of us. And it made him, and he had no intention of racism. It wasn't even part of the reason. He was just trying to play on what we kept saying to him for weeks and months on a time. And he was damn near in tears when he had to leave and take it off, because to him, it wasn't a racist thing. And to me, that opened my eyes to this whole blackface and made me say, I got to pay attention more to the person doing it, than like the actual overt overtone of what it actually represents. Because, at no point was this guy trying to be racist. He was just trying to make fun of what we kept saying for months and months and months on end. So, yeah. But I do share this sentiment. I hope, I'll do it. Here we go. I hope everyone can try and move forward, and Harry and Will can talk again. Yeah, they need to fix their relationship. They're brothers. My dad always tells me this is you can't pick your family. You never got to pick your family, but but at the end, that's who you have is your family. Let's see. There's some major tribalism between people who play World of Warcraft and those who play Final Fantasy. There are people who will not play both for the love or money. Got it. I'm good, shivering, but good. Yeah, it's freezing out here tonight. Who's this? We got Sue. This is somebody new. Haven't seen this person before. The documentary is an insult to anyone that actually struggled or faced oppression. I'm embarrassed for them. I haven't watched it, so I have to sit there and agree. I haven't watched it. We can we can agree to maybe disagree a little bit. Everybody faces obstacles in their life. This is life. And I've said this on one of my previous live streams. I might look fun. I might look, everything is great. I'm struggling. I've been in the midst of a big depression, okay, for the last several months and several weeks. Some of my friends wouldn't even notice it, wouldn't know. Only the closest of close have seen it. It's like Robin Williams. Nobody knew he was going to do what he did until he did it because he was smiling. But I say that because you don't know what someone's going through and what to them feels like oppression. I don't care if you're black, white, got ginger hair, yellow hair, if you're Asian, Chinese. You guys use the term Oriental for Asian people. But everybody has some view of what their oppression might be and what they're going through. Royal protocol is nuts. That I will agree. It is absolutely nuts. It is absolutely nuts. Now, somebody was telling me, I have a friend of mine who flies for one of the major airlines. She was telling me how she has flown with Harry on a plane. And I found it interesting that we're getting to the topic of kind of protocol, was that their protocol is they come on the plane first before everybody. They change into like a hat and a cap, and they just sit back and they sit and coach all the way in the back with their hat on. You wouldn't even know it was them. And they just sit there and be quiet and just fly incognito and coach. You know, I found that interesting. I said, man, at least premium economy if you're not going to fly business class. But that's what they said. Let's see here. Prince Harry official. Here we go. He's here. Good evening, loyal fans. Yes, Prince Harry. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. MI5 informed of the show. This must be like a new account. Hey, everybody smash the like button. Let's get more people here to discuss this topic. I think there should be thousands of people in here. This should be an interesting topic. Let's get Pierce Morgan in here because I know he's going nuts. So Prince Harry official is here. Come on, let's show him. There he is. Voila. I'm a fan of Prince Harry and Meghan. So that's just me. Always going to be. I remember her. I found her in burden that she would not shake my martini. I bet. We got a jokester in here. Let's see here. I like Harry. I know he's trying to look for his family after what happened to his mom. And that's the whole thing, Carly. You have to, I look at it in context, especially when you have, I can understand people get upset about things, but when you have the full context of what's going on and you can look through it through their lens, he's really struggling. This is a man now who's been struggling for years with the death of his mom. He clearly never got over that, okay? And he's only now healing. He don't want to see a round 2 repeat of it all. So he's in a protective mode. And what I need to get across is that as men, men, we will do, when it's desperate times, we will do crazy things, which just seem nuts to other people. But men will do crazy things because under the guise of protecting our family, are trying to protect our family and our loved ones. That's just who we are. Not only do we, he has an age-old adage, you're the provider and the protector, but that's what happens. That's really what happens. Let's see here. We got another comment. Racism in FF14 or Final Fantasy 14. They hate directed towards the race known as Lifeful. Got it. Let's see here. Man, Carly, back to work at 5 a.m. Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, don't feel for me. Carly, I'm up at that time too. So please do understand that I also am up at that time. Every day. Here it is, 9 o'clock. This is the only time I've had some time to myself. And I will be going at it again. I got to do a nighttime walk, which I've been doing lately to clear my thoughts, which is helping me on my personal journey. So I feel Harry at a little bit. I know what he's going through. I know exactly what he's going through. You'll do anything to protect your loved ones, and sometimes crazy things, and sometimes ambitious things, sometimes the wrong thing. You're going to make mistakes, but only him and Meghan. That's who it matters. And that's what it's for. I'm not for them getting their title stripped. I hope they don't, but hey, I'm not in the royal family. Harry had an obligation to protect Meghan before bringing her into the public frame. He didn't prepare her, and he has to live with it behind closed doors, not to blame royal household. That is what I said earlier. I agree, because I can show my American view coming into this country. I'm telling you, nuances for us Americans and for us Black Americans is so different, whether it coming into a white family or a Black family or an Asian family into the United Kingdom. It is different for us. What we consider is normal to you is just like abnormal, and we don't mean any offense. I'm guilty of it. So I know exactly what Megan's going through. And I do agree that Harry has to shoulder a lot of the blame for this because it's his job to prepare. Because it's not like she was bringing him to her in the America. No, he was bringing her to here. She's the reason she was staying here. He was. So it's his job to prepare. It's her job to be open to it, but it's his job to prepare. So I agree. I definitely agree. What we got from VC? Guy, same row as me on the last flight, was shaking his own martini with the UPH fish. I don't understand what that means. Here we go. We got, if I live closer, I'd bring my telescope. I would like that, actually. I was talking about telescopes the other night. Called my dad on a walk, and I was looking at, hey, since you're here, Sit and Spin, got a question. Last night on a walk, I was looking at the moon, and to the left of the moon, right to the left of the moon, there was some red object. I wasn't sure if it was a planet or not, but I'm not sure if it's still there. But what was that? But that's on another note. Back to the topic at hand. Must have been hard for Meg. Of course, it's hard to be under the spotlight like that. Only these royals have lived under the fame and the eye of the paparazzi. No mere mortal has outside of that. He's never been a royal. Charles isn't his dad. I don't know. I do not know. Uh-oh. Let's let Prince Harry come in. He agrees. He says, that's not my dad. That was Mars. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you about that. Thank you for letting me know. Let's hit that like button, please. Smash the like button. I'm loving the comments. I'm having a good time having a chat with you guys. Ooh, what happened here? There we go. Are we back? Okay, we're back. Yes, we're back. What was that? Okay, I think we're back. My son has decided, let's see here. Damien has said, my son has decided he is actually a she. How do you cope with that? Woo, that's a whole nother topic, and I do not have the answers. The one answer I would say is you always got to love your offspring because you're always dad. So it doesn't matter. You will always be dad. That's the only way I say. Harry is the double of a young Prince Philip. No doubt. No doubt. Carl, is there a quiz Sunday? Yes, there's a quiz Sunday. I'm not sure if I can use this software. I like it, but I don't think I can. I think there's going to be too big of a lag, but I kind of like it, being able to put your comments up. I might have to upgrade. I've already upgraded on the StreamYard from a basic to a premium, but now I think I have to upgrade to a professional so I can have two cameras. I can only have one camera, so I got to figure it out, but hopefully I can use this software. Just love the person. That's all you can do. It's a hard one. I'm not saying it's not. Having some tea. Howard's coming in. Let's get a question here. I've never heard people speak of racism so much today. I'm from Manchester and was brought up around lots of Black people in the 60s. And so apart from different color, they were just like me. Howard, that's how I grew up in Southern California. I grew up with a lot of Hispanic people, Black people, and white people. And to me, it's one of those things, like for me, like I can think of, it was only recently with this whole Kanye debacle that's been going on. They've been talking about anti-Semitism and stuff like that. As a kid, and I'm talking like I was like 13, 14, maybe even 15, until I realized that somebody was Jewish. I had no clue. He was just a friend. And I've been in his house several times. Swam over there, would swim every summer there, several times a day, always in and out. I saw a picture of him and some of our friends. Since I live over here, I'm never able to see these guys and catch up with them. But I was like, yeah, we've been going strong for a while. I didn't think anything of like being Jewish or being it was just, that's just who they were. Like, just another person. I didn't think anything of it. Did you miss much of my last live stream, Carly? You'd have to go watch it. It's still up there. But yes, you missed some stuff where I talked about what I've been going through and why I've been down. Yes, I am as well on that. Let's see. Kanye's just a nutter focused on the spotlight, however he can get it, as far as I can see. Man, I can't stand that guy. Whew. If we talking about Kanye, man, that guy is nutso, nutso, and nutso. I mean, he has he has he has really messed himself up. He has thrown his bag away. Mr. Prince Harry, I've already had to mute one of your comments so they don't show up. So please be careful and put you in timeout. Matter of fact, you're in timeout. Boom. Hey, Lee's back. Let's see what Lee says. I can't understand how a couple moans about being in the public eye, etc., then sell their souls to the media in blood and guts, spill all documentary. I think it's about a complaint about how, not being in the media, but how the media, how they can be overzealous. None of us, me, you, Lee, Carly, Jude, none of us, VC, know what it's like to walk out your front door and have paparazzi literally taking photos of you the moment you open your door, following you, hounding you wherever you go. That's a lot. Nobody's prepared for that. And I understand we're in a free society where you can take pictures from the public. And that's, man, I still got to figure out how to mod people in. But once I figure that out, trust me, I'm going to figure that out. I did try the other day to figure out how to add people to a moderator. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Carly, I will. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm going to Google it tonight. That's on my list. Again, right there. Mods. There we go. This desk is a mess. Let's see here. It's hypercritical in an attempt to cash in. Now, I don't have this is the world we live in. It's all about monetization. And I'm not sure how much directive control they had over this project. But I'm okay with them making a buck, telling their story. They got to have their voice. Got to realize the royal family can push back and paint the narrative way more than they can. And if you felt like your voice was being taken from you, well, what you going to do? You got to try to get your voice out there. So I can see both sides to it. Hit that like button, guys. We're getting more and more people joining in the conversation. The paparazzi are always at my door. I bet they are, Howard. Up in Manchester, I bet. Let's see here. My mom was hounded by local news after I got hit by a car. One of them straight up asked her, is she alive? That's all we want to know. Exactly. So for those that don't know, Sid Spin is in a wheelchair and was hit when she was 11. And so I can understand like the news. But they will, by any means necessary, they'll try to get a scoop on you. That's what they do. Who's ready for Xmas? That's a good one. I'm not. Not even close. Not even close. So Harry and Meg, the Netflix drama continues. Let's read up. What else we got going on Harry and Meg? Let's see what the BBC is saying. Let's see. Let's read this. Harry and Meghan on Netflix. Royals didn't understand need to protect Meghan. I mean, this is a lovely couple. I mean, how can you be mad at that? Look at that. They're all loved up. I love it. I mean, she's the lightest black girl you ever find, though. But Harry said some members of his family felt negative treatment in the media was a rite of passage, but he added, the difference is the race element. And see, I don't have no problem with that statement. I get it. Because, yes, it's a rite of passage for the family to go through the media issues. But this is somebody who's not from this country, raised in this country, raised around the royal family. And so, yeah, I can see that. The talk about life in the royal family press, Buckingham Palace has not yet responded. At the start of the episode, one message says members of the royal family declined to comment on the content within the series. Of course they will. They'll keep a tight lip. Why would you say anything? The direction from the palace was don't say anything, says Harry, but what people need to understand is as far as a lot of the family were concerned, everything that she was being put through, they had been put through as well. And see, that's the beauty of this debate or this conversation. You get to kind of put your mind in both sides of it all. Maybe Harry's being a little bit too overreactive or sensitive. And from the palace side, I get it. They're like, hey, you're coming into the royal family. They all had to do it. So get that stiff upper lip and get used to it. Mm. So it was like almost a rite of passage. And some of the members of the family were like, my wife had to go through that. So why should your girlfriend be treated any differently? Why should she get special treatment? Why should she be protected? I said the difference here is the race element. He says there's a huge level of unconscious bias in the royal family, and it's actually no one's fault. But once it is been pointed out or identified within yourself, you then need to make it right. So let's take this statement in context, guys. Let's talk about it. We just went through a race row last weekend. I think it was the godmother said something about to some black lady, like, where are you from? Like, what part of Africa are you from? It's unconscious bias. To her, it was fine. And to be honest, I felt for the godmother because I've asked plenty of black people, where are you from in this country? Where are you from? Like, I don't know. Like, okay, you have a British accent, but like, where are your mom and dad from? Like, where are you from? Are you from Kenya? Are you from Cameroon? Are you from Nigeria? Like, where are you from? And so to me, it's a normal question. I've asked plenty of black people that question. So I felt for her. So I didn't feel like it was racist, but it's unconscious bias. It's understanding like who you are, where you are, and the relationship you have with that person to be able to even ask such a question. Is it inherently racist to ask somebody that question? I don't think so. Not at all. I ask it as a black man to other black people in this country. I have said it several times. Several times. So, that's just kind of my take on it. Interesting what this article has to say. Let's get back to some of the comments. Yes, a lovely couple is my eyes. There it goes, Lee. Do you think Megan B? Megan B. Who's Megan B? Is that the Spice Girl lady? Did she bully staff? We'll never know. But again, the bullying and the racism, right? Take the two different sides. From Megan's point of view, she wasn't bullying anybody because that's a different cultural norm and background. From the royal side of the family, they didn't do anything racist because they didn't view it. And that's the problem that I find. That's what's so sad about this whole situation with Harry and Meghan and his family, the royal family, that this was an opportunity missed, squandered, and has blown up and now turned into some money thing as well. And that's the sad part for me. I wish them the best. I want them to stay strong. I love seeing families stay together, and whatever they got to do that, that's what I hope they do. Yeah, it was the lady in waiting who said the race thing. And I didn't think she meant anything negative by it. Like, I've asked plenty of black people, where are you from? Because I can't assume they're all from Nigeria, or I can't all assume they're all from Jamaica. Like, I just can't assume that. I need to know. I asked, where are you guys from? I might ask where your mom and dad from. I've asked Indian people that, or what you guys say, Asian people. I've asked them. I don't think I'm being racist. I'm just curious where your mom and dad come from. Both sides, no clue and expectations, totally off. That is the crux. There's two sides to this thing, and they both in the wrong. Both in the wrong. They both messed it up. They squandered a golden opportunity. Man, it's a sad. Damien, I saw a black female British person now living in California. She says she's called a British African American. The concept doesn't compute. Exactly. Well, in America, any black person is considered African American. And I don't consider myself African American. I just consider myself Black American because I'm not from Africa. My matter of fact, I have his name. His name is Robert Lewis. He is my grandfather. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's my fourth great grandfather, Robert Lewis, who was a slave in Kentucky. He ran away when he was 12. He was a fugitive. Found out this the other day. He was a fugitive from his owner, if there's such a thing in this world. He escaped from Kentucky to Missouri and entered into the Civil War when he turned 15 or 17, which I think I have his draft, not his sign-up card. I have it on one of my computers here. So I'm not African American. Neither was Robert Lewis. Robert Lewis was what they call mulatto, and she would be considered mulatto. So my great 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 great, let me see, great 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 grandfather was mulatto and was been light like this lady here. So no, I'm not African American. I'm just Black American. We need a better word for it. Racism is about enticing hatred or violence against someone of a different racial group. Asking a badly worded question isn't essentially racism. Bing dong. Somebody has said, man, the golden way. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We need another word for this. Is it inappropriate? Is it it's just a poorly worded question, something with a good intent. Something I'm always taught about is to assume positive intent. And if you're not assuming positive intent, then of course anything somebody says to you, A, is offensive, B, can be racist, you know. I hope everyone, I'm going to star this one. That's a beautiful comment there. I hope everyone too can move forward from this. Let's everybody smash that like button. No, we getting people into the room. Let's have this discussion. Fugitive in my family too, murdered someone way back in the 50s. Well, Robert Lewis, my ancestor, he was born in 1848 is the date I have in my mind. You know, like I remember all the kerfuffle, I'll put it, when somebody asked Megan, you know, what do you think the color of the skin of the baby would be? You know, on its face, it could come across as racist. But to me, I was asking the same question too. You know, how light is this baby gonna be? Is he gonna have red hair? I was curious my damn self. You know, let's be clear, Megan. You the lightest. You the lightest. You know, they don't get much lighter. You know, black people don't get much lighter than this. So, you know, I had the same question. Let's see what Damien has said. In UK, Asian means the Indian subcontinent. In US, Asian means Japanese, Chinese. Your thoughts? That's exactly what it is. One of my best friends, she's Japanese descent. Her mom and dad are Japanese, but she's Japanese American. But both her parents were born in the United States as well. And I remember when I came out here, I asked her that question. I said, man, everybody keeps referring to people like you as Oriental. I said, how would you feel if I called you Oriental? I still to this day feel uncomfortable calling somebody Oriental. To me, it's like a racist term. And then I asked her, and she said, yeah, it's outdated. It would feel it's kind of, you know, she said it's kind of racist. But I said again, and so that is how I shine the light on this thing. Again, it's two different cultures coming together, and it is to people here in the UK to call somebody Oriental is no more racist than calling an Indian person Asian. But in America, if I refer to my friend Tiffany as Oriental, she'd be like, what? Like she like is not comfortable with me referring to her as Oriental. It's almost like I might as well call her Jap or slanted eyes or something crazy like that. You know, like it's just not a term used. Asian to me is what the UK refers to as Oriental, and Indian to me is what you guys refer to as Asian. But I'm not trying to be racist or offensive. Hey, nobody. Yes, Oriental. Yes. So, you know, it's just a lesson learned that everybody has to grab and gravitate to, you know. And I'm hoping that it can be done, you know. I really do. I really do. It's the oriented cats. I get it. I get it. It's not that I don't get it. You know, I get where it comes from. It's just different. Let's see what else the news. I'm curious what's his face has said. Pierce Morgan, because I know he's going crazy. Here we go. Harry and Meghan review. So sickening. I almost brought up my breakfast. See? And this is The Guardian. Isn't that like a left-leaning newspaper? I mean, look at them. I think they look great. I think they look great. Although there are sweet moments alongside the vomit. Wow. The overriding message from the royal documentary is the late queen was right to keep to keep stum. I don't know what stum is. Maybe it's my English. What is stum? Well, it's Christmas for Netflix, all right. The first gobbet of educational and entertainment material that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are contracted to create as part of their £112 million deal. Hey, put money in your pocket. I'm for it. But you shouldn't burn down your whole family. Is it worth it? The question becomes, is it worth it? Was it worth it? The couples has clearly suffered in ways most of us will not experience. Where they have suffered quite as much as they think is another question. And I think that's probably it. Have they suffered as much as they think they have? So it's interesting. It's interesting situation. There are lots of private photos from the couples, early courtship, blah, 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 blah. There are a lot of archive footage of his mom being hounded by mobs of photographers. There's lots of that. First episode concentrates on his childhood. Harry's girl. What is this? What? The second covers Meghan's childhood. The racist coverage of engagement. One of the earliest headlines describes Harry's girl as almost straight out of Compton. Let's not forget that. Let's stop and pause and think about that. Now you're Harry. You have this woman that you love, you want to marry, you're marrying. And this is one of the headlines. How disgusting is it? And one of the things for me, like I get why Harry did what he did and said what he said, is because I remember seeing how they wrote about Meghan and how they wrote about Kate Middleton. Totally different. They could wear the same dress. Like there was one where it said how when Kate wore another dress that she had already worn again, she was being like one of us. She was being conscious. She was upcycling. She was all of this. It was all positive spin. But then when Meghan did it, she was frugal. It was just, let me Google it. Why am I talking about it? There's a thing. Let me see. Contrast. Let me see. Kate. Let me see. Meghan. Kate. Contrast. Media. See, maybe it comes up. The different press angles of Meghan. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Let's see here. Look at that. Look at this. Not long ago, pregnant Kate tenderly cradles. Look at this. Tenderly cradles her baby bump while wrapping up her royal duties ahead of maternity leave. Now look at her. Why can't Meghan Markle keep her hands off her bump? Experts tackle the question that has got the nation talking. Is it pride? Is it vanity? Acting? Or a new age bonding technique? I mean, if that isn't negative, I have no idea. That's disgusting. Let's look what we got here. Here we go. Step too far. Meghan Markle slammed for putting her hands in her pocket. Oh my gosh, Piers Morgan is having a fit. But look at the Queen. Hands in pocket. Let's see. Kate's morning sickness cure. Prince William gifted with an avocado for pregnant Duchess. Now let's see what happens when Meghan has an avocado. Meghan Markle's beloved avocado linked to human rights abuse and drought, millennial shame. Come on now. You have to be blind. Kate Middleton's homegrown bouquet of lily of the valley follows royal code. Royal wedding, how Meghan Markle's flowers may have put Princess Charlotte's life at risk. Jesus Christ. Look at that. How negative is that? Kicking up a stink. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You can't make this up. This is literally what they wrote. If you Meg, how else you supposed to look at this? How Kate went from drab to fab. My memo to Meghan Markle: follow her Vogue editor. We Brits prefer true royalty to fashion royalty. Look at that. Come on now. Kate and Will Inc., Duke and Duchess secretly set up companies to protect their brand, just like the Beckhams. Let's see what happens when they did it. A royal right cash-in, how Prince Harry and Meghan Markle trademarked over 100 items from hoodies to socks 6 months before split with monarchy. Oh, the humanity. Come on now. This is what was written in the UK press. Brutal. This is brutal stuff here. This is brutal stuff. This is brutal stuff here. I think they way out of line. I think my point comes across, and I think I can understand how Harry is upset, how Meghan's upset. Kate Middleton just proved that these are the most versatile, man, what's that thing coming up? Shoes of the summer. Meghan Markle broke royal shoe protocol at Bondi Beach. Jesus Christ. Bondi Beach, royal protocol. Beaming Kate glazes lovingly at sleeping Prince Lou as she and William attend his christening in their first appearance as a family of five. But the Queen misses big day. The Queen won't be at Archie's christening because Meghan, Harry, and the mystery godparents planned to baptize him today, but had to rearrange when they realized Her Majesty and Prince Charles were already busy. You see it. You see it. I don't have to say much. You see it. It's just nonstop. Nonstop. So somebody needs to explain to me how you defend that kind of stuff. I'm all ears. You tell me how you defend that. Let's get back to some of these questions. British press are horrible. Exactly. You could see the contrast. So imagine you are Harry, you're Meghan, two different cultures, the race element. You're thinking, if all things are equal, what else is left? If Kate can have avocado and Meghan can have avocado, why is one or the other so negative? Explain that to me. Explain it to me. So what's left? So that's where that comes from. Or if Kate can touch her belly when she's pregnant, which all women do when they're pregnant, they love to touch their belly as if nobody can see that you're pregnant. But for some reason, that's what women do. When Kate does it, oh my goodness, they fawning over her. Gosh, Piers Morgan is probably like, man, he's standing at attention for 5 hours over this. Meghan Markle touch her belly. She's virtual signaling. Oh my goodness, it's this, it's that. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. Nobody in the UK takes it serious, but they did. They did. Why write it if it's not serious? How can two people do the same thing? Like some of these are like identical, but they're written in total different contrast. That's why. The Daily Mail is a trash paper. Yeah, I would agree. There's no difference. There's no defense for it. Of course not. A key in being, not in the UK press, just to be in the press, is to not read the press. You shouldn't read the press if you're going to be in the eyes, because, people are going to write some nasty stuff about you. Let me go back to some of these questions that came up. Elsie is back. Oh, hi, Elsie. Haven't seen you. Let's put your comment up. She wanted to be famous, but wasn't prepared for it. Royal famous. So more or less admitted today that she thought the royals were acting in public and were much more chill away from the public. What does this say? Man, I can't even read this. Is to keep sectum? Is to keep quiet? This is the word I couldn't read. Got it. I'd recommend the chicken fried rice. I'm not sure where that comes from. Do you think Meghan is being primed for you? Hell no. Heck no. If you think she's about to be president, slap yourself. Psh, ain't no way she's going to be president. Ain't no way. Okay? Ain't going to happen. The phrase straight out of Compton means absolutely nothing. It means nothing to you, but it means it to me. That's referring to her as ghetto trash. You say somebody, saying that she was straight out of Compton. You might as well say she's straight out of ghetto trash. That's exactly, think of a ghetto place, a slum place in the UK that everybody thinks people there are just benefits row or something like that. Whatever that term is that they use here in the UK, saying that to Meghan Markle in the press, which you saw, I showed it on the screen. You might as well have said this person is pure trash and scum and beneath it. I don't care if people don't get it. She got it. The Queen picture is photoshopped. I don't know if it is or not, but I just went through that. That was just a quick Google. Let's see. No one is suggesting that Meghan had very negative press. So if we're not suggesting she's had negative press, we have to take this whole how they feel, these two, man, where's this thing? Weird. There we go. How these two feel. There we go. Oh, there we go. How they feel. And you have to take it in that context. They feel it that way. I can't tell you how you feel. Only you can tell me how you feel. And if you want to choose to tell me how you feel, you got to get it across. NWA were big in the UK in the late 80s. You know it. British press are horrible. Let's see here. Megan was warned by her friends that the British press are like when she started dating her. Of course she was warned. Of course. Yeah, they did kind of fawn over her, blah, blah. I've always fawned over. I prefer Harry over Will. I'm taking Harry every time over Will. That's just me. Because Harry just feels like a real guy to me. Will feels like you're talking to a stiff suit. You're always talking to the royal at all time, and I just couldn't. I personally couldn't deal with something like that. I just couldn't. Let's see, we got Howard saying hi to LC. In the 1990s, they said the British media is the best in the world. Ask me now, it is the worst in the world. What happened? Rupert Murdoch. Oh my goodness, for sure. Agreed. We got Carly saying hi, LC. I beg to differ, saying a lot of people know what the phrase means, whether it's from movie, straight out of Compton, or social media. They know what it means. Of course, they knew what it meant. They meant she was ghetto trash, is what they were saying. Some black ghetto girl trash is what they was trying to say. That to me was trying to inflict pain into somebody in words. She isn't very likable. I don't know. I like her. I think she's pretty cute too. To say the British people don't know what a slander term is, that is being ignorant of the predator that the great British media, for sure. I like Meg and Harry also, but also like Kate. I like Kate and Will too. I'm just talking about where I prefer. I like Kate. I think Kate's great. I think Will's great too. The problem I have with Will is it's a stiff suit. You would always only ever be talking to Will, the royal. You can't ever meet. You'll never meet William. Not too bad, Carly. All right, that's how Elsie's feeling. Get some. I don't know any of them enough to like them or not. Yeah, I get it. I don't know any of them either. I'm just talking about how they come across on in the media, which we're slagging off right now. But that's how it is. Wow, this has been an hour. It's gone pretty fast. So yeah, I think we've had a good conversation, a good chat. I think I'm going to end this stream. It's been a good stream. It's good to see everybody. Everybody's just about here. Yeah, we'll have the quiz on Sunday. It was canceled this last Sunday because of the World Cup, but I plan to do that one. Princess Anne, she's good. She's good. Yes. So yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, if there's anything else to talk about, I think I'm going to end the stream. We've been going for 53 minutes, and actually, I got stuff to do. And yeah, so that's all I got was an hour for you guys. I'm trying to be back little by little. I think this is helping to kind of get me out this rut that I'm in. And I thank you guys. So for those that are new to the channel or watch this after we've gone live, consider subscribing, hit the like button. We go live kind of regularly. Our thing is to do a quiz on Sunday, British pub quiz. Hope to see you guys there. I know I'll see Carly there, Howard there, Damien there, VC there, Sit and Spin there. LC will be there. So I know I'll see those guys there. But hey, maybe I see some new faces there. And we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao. It's in this now. Ready, set. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to say click here and all that kind of good stuff to close it out because there'll be some bubbles on the screen somewhere. Bye, guys.